Prince Harry has just thrown another verbal bombshell, and this one might have obliterated whatever fragile peace was left between him and the royal family. In a brand new interview that's already sending shockwaves through Buckingham Palace, Harry opened up once again. But this time, he wasn't just talking about the usual controversies. He was addressing the monarchy itself, his father, King Charles, and how he now sees his role in the entire royal saga. Sure, Harry may be in Ukraine right now, carrying out charity work and meeting veterans, but the words he shared from a moving train overseas are echoing back to London like a battle cry. So let's dive right into the headline-making moment. Harry insists, once again, that his conscience is completely clear. Yes, even after Spare, the explosive Oprah interview, the Netflix series, lawsuits over his security, and years of public mudslinging, he still claims he feels no guilt. According to him, he wasn't airing dirty laundry at all. He says he was simply setting the record straight, and he's sticking firmly to that story. But the timing? That's where things get complicated. Only days earlier, Harry had been spotted reconnecting with his father, King Charles, who is currently battling cancer. Yet here he was soon after, essentially saying, "I'd do it all over again." A bold statement. When asked directly if he regretted putting his grievances out so publicly, Harry didn't hesitate. His answer was a sharp no. He doubled down, insisting that writing the book was the only way to get his truth out into the world. And in his eyes, there was nothing harsh about it. But the fallout paints a different picture. Sources close to the palace are reportedly livid, calling his remarks tone-deaf and deeply disrespectful, especially at a time when King Charles's health is such a sensitive subject. And then came the subtle, or perhaps not so subtle, jab. Harry said his main focus this year is on his dad. At first, that might sound warm and caring, but critics argue it felt more like a reminder to the public of how serious the king's condition might be. Whether Harry meant it that way or not, it struck many as a cruel twist of the knife. One royal insider was quoted saying, "He acts like telling these stories helps, but still, the contradictions are hard to ignore. He says he wants the fighting to stop, yet every new quote feels like another sting in the family feud. And at this point, even the most patient royals seem to be running out of tolerance." Interestingly, Meghan was barely mentioned at all in the interview. The only nod to her was Harry recalling her old advice, that telling the truth is the most efficient way to live. Clearly, he's taken that to heart. Whether that truth is filtered or exaggerated is up for debate. But what's not in doubt is that Harry believes every word he says, and that unwavering certainty, that righteous conviction, may be what keeps this family divide alive. For Harry, truth doesn't just set you free, it scorches everything in its path. Now let's talk about optics. Harry's latest appearance, visiting Ukraine as part of his Invictus mission, should have been a universally admired moment. He was photographed meeting injured soldiers, standing at memorials, and championing rehabilitation programs. On paper, it was the kind of cause that earns respect. But once the interview dropped, critics quickly raised eyebrows. Was this truly about the mission? Or was it another carefully managed PR campaign? Because Harry, whether he admits it or not, knows exactly how to frame a camera shot. From the walking stick to the quiet train rides to the solemn glances at memorials, everything looked carefully staged. He often claims he hates orchestrated photo ops. Yet ironically, every detail of his trip seemed choreographed for maximum impact. It all adds to the image he wants the public to believe. Principled, misunderstood, and completely unbothered. In fact, he even declared that his personal definition of success is being unbothered. Then came another eyebrow-raising remark. Harry said he feels quite Ukrainian in spirit. According to him, the locals connect with him because, like them, he does things his own way. On the surface, it may sound humble, but many thought it came across as more arrogant than endearing. And of course, he tied it back to Princess Diana, saying he inherited that independence from her. That struck an emotional chord, but it also sparked criticism. Diana was loved for her authenticity, not because she proclaimed it. When asked about his emotional state, Harry insisted he's happy. Not just okay, but genuinely fulfilled. He pushed back against the idea that he's miserable or lost, blaming the press for twisting his image. But here's the catch. When you keep defending your happiness so strongly, it starts to sound like you're trying to convince someone, maybe even yourself. Throughout the interview, Harry returned again and again to his obsession with the media. He painted them as the villains in this story, controlling public opinion, misrepresenting him, and preventing reconciliation. His ongoing lawsuits against British tabloids, he says, are about principle, not personal revenge. But the irony? Every interview, every fire